It's Giraffin AG string bitch.
Good morning, boys and girls, cats and squirrels, your boy Third Eye Shooter. Today we're going to be going straight into the Roe v. Wade overturn. It's not only unconstitutional, it's against human rights, women's rights. It's really just us going back, and it's a little bit scary and daunting because it makes you think if they're willing to go back in the past when it comes to antiquated thoughts, antiquated rights. There are, before I go into that, I think it's a little bit disrespectful that the Supreme Court justices that only has, I believe it's 2 women, 1 black man, and the rest are just white men. How are you guys the mouthpiece of all of society? There's no diversity on the entire justices. There's 1 black man. That is it. Okay, and then the rest, like, not to sound mean, but the rest are all just white faces. 12 people were the mouthpiece for all of society. Then I've been reading. Like, I wanted to drop a video yesterday, but I feel like there just needs to be that moment of data collection, information, figuring things out. It's like, I've been looking online. Women are now afraid to have apps that track their menstrual cycle because that data may go to the government and you may get a knock on your door. Hey, we see you didn't get your cycle for 2 months. Are you pregnant? We gotta take you into some black off CIA site and test you. I know that sounds crazy, but I mean, look at the state of affairs where the government is actively telling women, because it's just women, because I mean, I don't know about you, but as a man, I identify as a man. I've identified as a man for 31 years of my life. I've never been able to have children. Like, I don't bear children to term. All I do, I'm in the procreation process. My DNA's in it, but I'm not holding a baby for 9 months. I don't have to then give birth to that child. I then possibly may not have to get torn open with the C-section. I also question I don't want to say the validity of the overturn, because it is overturned, but I want to question the validity of the mindset of the justices. Like, what was the whole purpose? Like, Planned Parenthood and all the other things is just like, what scares me is if they're willing to overturn Roe v. Wade, what if they go, you know what, in a couple months or a year from now, you know what, the Emancipation Proclamation was not ratified correctly, so everyone that's past this color report to XYZ field. Now, I know that sounds extremely, like, strange, a little bit draconian, but there was a bill overturned yesterday that protect the rights of women. So if you come after women's rights, do you think groups are safe? Do you think men are safe? Do you think children are safe? The thing that also, like, just, like, kind of confuses me is that I'm not going to get into all the medical procedures, but there are medical procedures either during pregnancies or, you know, miscarriages, or there are medical procedures that, you know what saves a woman's life? Abortion. So because abortion has now been illegal, you die. No matter what the circumstance, no matter, God forbid, if it's a you-know-what baby, it rhymes with grape. I don't know if I can say this on YouTube, so I'm just going to be very careful. But yeah, it rhymes with grape. Grape babies. Get my drift? Drop the G. See what I'm saying? So it's like, if that's the case, you get graped, and now you were impregnated by your graper. You now have to have that baby. And if you don't, you get charged. And then I was reading now in certain states, it's different, but am I crazy, or have I been misled to believe that in certain states, the crime for having an abortion is worse than raping somebody? Graping somebody? What is that? What does that tell society? But yeah, it's crazy because, like I said, well, this is going to sound ageist, and I'm going to have to be very specific on how I say this. I think it's crazy that when you look at the people who are on the Supreme Court justices, and and how long they've been in the cog called the government, it's sickening because presidents can do 2 terms. But when you look at the age of these justices, I think the youngest is maybe 60. The youngest person on the Supreme Court justice is maybe 60. So, you think any of them had kids in the last... You think those 2 women... Not to sound mean, but do you think those 2 women had kids in the last 20 years? Do you think any of those men had kids in 20 years? Again, this may upset some people, but as a man, in this particular topic, shut the fuck up. Shut up. What right do we have? Because, again, like I was saying earlier, even if I'm with someone and I get her pregnant and she's like, okay, I love you, but I don't want to have this baby, I have to be okay with that. Does it hurt? Of course, but I'll tell you why. That is only part of my DNA. The other DNA is hers. Who's holding that? Let's go by law. Possession is 9/10 of the law. She technically owns that baby, bro. Sounds fucked up. May not be. You may not want to wrap your head around it, but it is what it is. That woman owns that baby. That is that baby's property. I'm also confused by just the state of affairs we live in. The state of affairs. I live in New York City, and I just think it's astronomical. The mayor of the city really like pushes this agenda. Now I'm coming away from Roe v. Wade. I'm going more into like just New York. You know, COVID is still active, and I just think it's absolutely crazy that he pushes this agenda on wanting to have people back into work, you know, lubricate the economy. I spoke to JP Morgan. I'm glad he spoke to a bank, but you can't protect people getting on trains. Shot, stabbed, groped, pushed. Then just what, 2-3 days ago, a kid was surfing on the roof of a train. Now I know subway surfing has been around since the 80s, but it's just like, come on. You're pushing people back to work. Every other day there's a new variant. There's 13 more boosters. It's just one of those things where it's like, we're losing our rights. Well, it's funny because George Carlin said rights are not rights if they can be taken away, then they are then privileges. We have a series of privileges in which we believe we have any freedoms or any right to, and it's a common joke. He said, you think you're free? Ask Japanese Americans about internment camps. Japanese Americans about internment camps. And what's crazy is when you really just sit down and think about it, goes the same. That's the same government. Democrat, Republican, conservative, libertarian. All those titles existed when they put Japanese Americans in internment camps. All those same titles, representations, agendas still are around because, again, Roe v. Wade was overturned. And it's scary because if they're willing to push the clock back on women's lives, like, that's, like, what was the, like, isn't that, like, I could be wrong and I don't want to sound stupid, but I'm pretty sure we just took, like, maybe 3 or 4 steps back in, like, away from women's suffrage, women's rights. Again, as a man, hopefully I'm not coming off as disrespectful or, like, I know as a man this is a very touchy topic, but as a man I have an opinion. Hey, I'm back, guys. Sorry, my battery died. I'm gonna make this quick because all my batteries on super low right now. Don't know why, but it is what it is. So, as I was saying, as a man, I have opinions. My opinion should not create a reality in which I'm never gonna be in. I think it's just, now, as a man, shut the fuck up. Unless you're pro this, your opinion don't matter. Why? Because your anti this is going to create more death in women, higher rate for, like, I don't know, adoption. Because, I mean, if the mom is dead and the mom has no family, you know where that child then goes? Foster care. I don't know if he knows, but ACS sucks. They suck. Every couple years ago, oh yeah, 37 kids died because we overlooked their cases. Yeah, real nice, guys. Your one job is to protect kids. You just can't. I digress. But yeah, It also seems like the government only tends to really be pro-life if you're not black, you're not gay, you're not trans, like you're not black, you're not Mexican. It seems like Paul Mooney said this years ago. He goes, the complexion for protection. And it seems like none of us are that at all. And it's just it's troubling. It's just troubling because I'm not even a woman. I'm a black man. And as a black man, I see this and I go, yeah, I know what the big picture is. I know the big picture is. They want to have one world order. They want to have corporate slavery again, where it's like, oh no, you're not a slave. You work, but you work for 82 cents to the dollar, and we give you grapes and cream cheese. Nice, right? I just, I can spew more and more rhetoric and agendas and laws, but I just think this is one of those things where I want you guys to take heed to this, what I'm saying. Be careful. Read more. Not knowing is the first steps to having our rights, privileges, and everything else taken away. Make sure we know. Be in the know. Be in the now. And I know sometimes politics isn't the field you want to be in, but you're on Earth. And it seems like Earth is becoming like the Third Reich. Mr. Officer, I have to tie the shoe, please. Can I tie the shoe? No, you cannot tie the shoe. No shoe time or 5 years in prison. So women can't get abortions with their own bodies. What about time? Can I tie my shoe? Oh no, you tied your shoe twice this week already. If you tie your shoe, there's 10 years in prison. Forced draft now. We're just like Israel. Everyone got to do 3 years of military service. It's just. I know my thoughts are everywhere this erratic. I'm going to edit this all together, but I just want to say thank you very much. Giraffe and a G-string. The more you know, the better. You can only be finessed when you're finessable. Don't be finessed. Don't be swindled. I just want to apologize. Because as a man, I feel disgusted that other men that are like, that adhere to the gender I adhere to, did some dumb shit. It's just like, and then it's like, so, I have so many questions about like, so, I just think it's, sorry, like women have to really send in a request to apps to delete their data so the government doesn't know when they have a menstrual cycle. I'm done. What? Men, what apps do we gotta download to let us know how frequently we defecate, how frequently we urinate, how many times we should do chest day? None of that. What regulations do we have on us? You know what? You can only impregnate 2 women a year. After that, we're gonna give you we're giving you a vasectomy. Like, there's nothing. I can literally do whatever I want to. Whatever I want to. And no one tells me anything about my body. Not a thing. Not a thing, bro. No one tells me nothing. So I'm looking down, because I record by myself, this is a, you see, that's me. That's what I look like. Again, thank you very much. I'm going to be dropping these literally right now. It's 9:55 a.m. anti-meridian. They're going to be out before 12 p.m. post-meridian. It's going to be cracking. I didn't realize that, like, I was like, you know what, I was always going to my studio. Like, yeah, I didn't realize my room is kind of like, I don't have, like, the plaques and lights up, but I get, like, kind of, like, Twitch streamer vibes from this. I like this. Right there on my desk. See, my desk is right there. My camera's under it. It's a good little look. Alright, yo, thank you very much. Giraffe and a G-string. Beach.